Namaste, Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. Remember, if you are fit and fine, you can take better care of your loved ones. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the habits that are quite possibly destroying your confidence. So yes, we all have got this problem, and a lot of us face challenges with our own, low self-esteem, confidence issues, and a lot of things that, a lot of factors rather, that contribute to such a feeling that, resides inside of us, and that stops us from excelling and being ourselves and being happy. So let me quickly get into the, habits that actually most possibly or potentially destroy the confidence of a person. Now, the first one is that you care too much about what others think. You need to understand, you don't have autonomy over anyone else's life. You have got autonomy over your own life. So you should actually think how you feel about yourself rather than thinking how others feel about you. I don't think that really matters. What others think shouldn't be your concern. You should just be concerned about yourself. And you need to understand, in this world there are billions of people and billions of different minds. So yes, people will have different opinions. I mean, you should follow what your heart says on what you like. So don't care what people say. Just be yourself and be happy being yourself. This is the first thing. The second thing is that too much of negative thinking. Often, we this negative thinking, I mean, this mostly happens either if people have suffered from some trauma or low self-esteem or some emotional abuse in childhood, that people often get into this habit of negative thinking. And negative thinking is something that they often, I mean, it's not even in their control, because that is how they were raised. And with time now, it's deeply set inside of them. Positive thinking does not fascinate them. It's the negative thinking that really drives them, and it's become a part of their life. Or if you have to say, this negative thinking has become like a fuel, a fuel for them to survive. So negative thinking never takes you anywhere. Any kind of negative mindset gradually turns rigid, and anything that is rigid doesn't go a long way. It becomes very stagnant, it becomes very old, and it becomes very difficult to survive and manage and mingle around. So yes, one needs flexibility, and flexibility only dwells where there is positivity. So I mean, positive mindset is better. Positive mindset also helps you boost your confidence level, and positive mindset is a very good fuel for your confidence, that helps you to propel and be whoever you want to be, or do whatever you want to do and achieve. So yes, one should avoid negative thinking. The third point is social media living. Some of the people are really engrossed in social media, checking out this, that, and all. Well, you all need to understand this, the social media presence of everyone is very fabricated. They don't show the actual side. They show the happiest and the bestest of them. They don't show the worst side, the worst times that they are going through. So I mean, it's a partial depiction, or it's a partial display. It's not the complete display of a person's life. So it's in both the cases. I mean, if you see the negative side or the positive side, there is quite a lot of side that is not there on social media. People curate the bestest things, because they want the best to be there. So I mean, assessing and trying to believe something that you are seeing, I mean, sometimes puts you into a situation where you really feel low, because those standards and levels look very unachievable for you. So you need to understand, it's curated. People curate things on their social media. They curate their presence. It's the PR, it's the editing, it's the way how it is directed and constructed. So it's something which is beyond reality. Reality is very different, and social media presence is very different. So one cannot expect the social media life in real life. Real life is of course different. So I mean, like, don't get so carried away with social media presence, and don't get so involved in social media. There is something called your own personal life and private space. So you just cannot be on social media. I mean, it brings about a lot of unrest. You get a lot of these hate messages, a lot of these trolling happens, and you become so fragile that everything good makes you feel happy and confident, and in anything bad comes your way, you feel miserable. So that happens when you're too much dependent on social media to create a presence, and you give the charge to social media to make you feel how you feel, and that is where the problem begins. So I mean, social media should be kept at distance. There should be a healthy boundary and limitation between social media life and your personal life, and don't get carried away with anyone else's social media life. Everyone's life is different, and social media is something where people curate, and people curate the selective things. People don't curate everything. In a museum, you don't get a garbage bin, or you don't get anything that is there on the road. In museum, of course, anything that is exclusive or antique, old, ancient, these are the things that you see being curated in the museum. So that is how social media is. Now the next point is self-deprecating talk. Sometimes what happens is that we tend to self-deprecate ourselves so much so that we start believing that we are not worthy, we are not having that confidence, or we are not eligible to be there and to experience that. So this self-deprecating talk doesn't help. Instead, it ruins your confidence. So one should be very confident about oneself, and one shouldn't do all these deprecating talk about themselves. That is something that really ruins. You should talk positive, you should talk high about yourself, and when others praise you, you should take the compliment. You should never tell them to stop the compliment, or say, oh no, I'm not worthy of this. No, you should feel good, and if someone tells that you're good, you should accept it, and you should feel good about it, that people are liking you, appreciating you, respecting you, honoring you. So self-deprecating talk is again one of the things that ruins your confidence. The next one is the blame game. See, I mean, like, as how we mature in life, we should start taking responsibility. If we do good, we should be responsible and take pride in claiming it, that yes, we have done something and I feel good about it. And if you have done something wrong, you should accept it, and if you have the person with whom you have done wrong, you should apologize it, right? So I mean, blaming others, I mean, just the same way, I mean, in my other videos also I have explained that I mean, like, you can't take yourself, you can't have the responsibility of making everyone feel happy. First, you have to make yourself happy. Second, the loved one. That's it. You can't go around making others feel happy. You can't take the responsibility of how others feel. So the same thing is that if you don't take the responsibility, I mean, rather, you are not supposed to take the responsibility of how others feel. So that reduces the possibility of this blame game. I mean, like, you can't keep on blaming this and that. No one else can make you feel, you can make yourself feel good or bad. So I mean, like, don't get so easily affected, and don't get into blame game. Always have the autonomy in your hand, and you should be the one who can make yourself feel good or make yourself feel bad. Don't let others do that. If you let others decide, then I don't think you would be living the way how you want to live in future. So I mean, like, have that good autonomy and control in your own hand, and avoid blame game. If you do wrong, own it up. What's wrong in that? If you do something wrong, own it up, fix it. We learn from mistakes. Mistakes are not taboo, or mistakes are not cancer. Mistakes are like the building blocks to, I mean, like, for us and about our success. So you take pride. I mean, like, never, feel low or never feel guilty, and never get into this system of blaming others. Oh, I did this because of them. No, that doesn't work out. I mean, that shows that you are messed up. I mean, that ruins your confidence also, and to the outside world, you might look messed up as well. So avoid that. Apart from that, the next point is that could be possibly destroying your self-confidence is that you set the bar very low for yourself. You need to understand, if you aim for, tree, you reach the treetop, and if you aim for the sky, then somewhat you can reach the treetop. I mean, and that is how, I don't remember the exact phrase, but that is how it goes. So always aim for higher. And then you might reach somewhere close to it, and then you can settle. So never set the bars very low for you, like, chalta hai. Okay, now this is also okay, chalta hai. Until and unless you don't set high bars for yourself, you wouldn't have those kind of, those mental fuels, those confidence, those fuels that charge up the confidence in you to work and pursue more. So always set your bar high. Don't settle for less. If you're settling for less, you have some deep-seated, low self-esteem issue, confidence issue, some emotional trauma, and you are possibly, loathing about something, maybe in the past or something. So that calls for a discussion. I mean, definitely one should seek therapy. So never let yourself settle for less. Always have a good standard and keep the bar high, and that is what is going to keep driving you to move towards it and achieve your goals. The next point is that you think you don't have anything to contribute or say in a discussion. So now this next scenario that I'm talking about is that sometimes we often think, oh, what are we going to talk in that discussion? Oh, what are we going to go there and speak? Oh, those people are very different. I don't think I can hold a conversation. No, you never know how that person thinks or what that person feels. So in a conversation, when you are there, I mean, like, you're free to express yourself, and you never know. I mean, just being yourself actually, triggers a lot of person into liking you, rather than being something which is stereotypical and being in a set way. I think you should just be yourself and share your viewpoints also. So if you are having a discussion, and if you think there is some viewpoints that you want to share as well, to bring about a new perspective in the group discussion that you are having or you are engaging with, you should be comfortable and free to do that, and you should go ahead and do that. You shouldn't hold yourself back. You never know, that might help the other one. So always appreciate your ideas, always respect your ideas, and do not hesitate in sharing it with the others when you are having a discussion. Never hold yourself back. The next point is you dismiss compliments. Now, this is one of the worst things that ruins a person's confidence, and this is that to dismiss compliments. Sometimes we think that humility could be good, but you need to understand the world sees you in a different way. I mean, not the same way how you see yourself, right? So for some, for example, if I have to say that, okay, fine, I'm really not that well to do, but I might look presentable and well to do to others, right? So everyone's perception is different about you. And if someone appreciates you, you shouldn't stop or deny. Instead, you should thank them, and you should really respect their compliments, and you should take it with pride as a badge of honor. Compliments also acts as a fuel to your confidence. So if someone compliments, don't stop it. Instead, think and feel it that you have reached a point where you're getting this compliment, you're worthy. So never stop that. Take it with pride and wear it as a badge of honor. And the last point, one of the possible habits that is destroying your confidence is you go on ruminating. You must have seen these goats and cows. They eat the food, the grass or the fodder, and then they store it here. Then after some time they go on chewing. They go on ruminating the food. So the same phenomenon happens, is that if there is some negative occurrence that happened in life, and you go on repeating it again and again and again, and what does that do? That doesn't do anything. That constantly keeps you reminded of bad. That constantly keeps you reminded of feeling bad, and it keeps on repeating. You are constantly ruminating it, and it keeps on refreshing inside your head, and it keeps on causing those blocks and hindrance, which is stopping you from being yourself, and which is stopping your confidence from developing. Instead, like these kind of ruminating behaviors and these patterns actually destroy your confidence. So why to keep on repeating something which is dark, negative, and gone, and in the past, in the present? So present should be dealt with lots of fun. Present should be dealt with happiness. Only then you can shape up a better future. Ruminating about past things, past situations, and in the past what happened, those dark incidents and situation, I don't think that is going to help you. You need to learn from it, give closure, and move on. So one should not go on ruminating things. So these are the possible 8 or 9 points that I have shared with you all, that you all need to check, understand, think, and put a full stop, because somewhere or the other these points, these habits are actually destroying your confidence. And if you know someone who does it, please do share this video with that person also, so that it helps that person, and that person works on himself or herself, or in case any therapy is needed, they can connect with a psychiatrist or a psychologist. And in case if you want to connect with me for some help, do mail me. And please avoid all of these things. This is a beautiful life, and you have to live life to the fullest. So stop ruminating, stop being in that negative mindset. You're worthy. Go ahead, life is beautiful, and live life to the fullest. So please do like, share, subscribe the channel. And if you have any queries, I do have these consultation sessions and counseling sessions that I conduct. So in case if you need such support, you can connect me on my mail, sarahkhankalidasi@gmail.com. Until then, take care of yourself, be happy, and remember you're worth it. Bye.